Voting isn't just going to the polls on election day anymore. Options like early voting, mail-in voting, and ballot drop boxes are available to more voters and are growing in popularity. How to Vote, a tool by Democracy Works, breaks down the options your state offers for casting a ballot, empowering you to decide when and where to vote. Folks, democracy works best when everybody votes. But the problem has been misinformation and confusion about the election procedures. That results in low voter turnout. How to Vote, created by Democracy Works, takes the guesswork out of that, especially when you want to vote. How to Vote is very simple to use. It helps folks from all over the country overcome many of the process barriers to voting. Democracy Works is committed to helping you vote no matter what. And their tool, How to Vote, does just that. Here's some examples of how voters can use the How to Vote voter tool. You sign up for election reminders, see what's on the ballot, get step-by-step assistance requesting your mail ballot, explore your options for returning your voted mail ballot. Check your voter registration status. Find your polling site. And most importantly, make sure you have the appropriate ID. Decide when and how you'll vote this year at howto.vote. You'll be glad you did. Even though this is a presidential election, there are many more candidates on the ballot besides the president. Go to Ballot Ready for a nonpartisan guide to your entire ballot. From there, you can compare candidates based on stances, on issues, biography, or endorsements, and then save your choices to use when you vote by mail or in the voting booth. You can even request your absentee ballot or make a plan to vote early or on election day. This election matters. Make sure you have a plan to vote and vote informed. Now, with COVID being rampant this year, it is more important than ever to have a plan to vote. Think about this. Local elected officials affect our lives every day. Now, they decide who to prosecute, monitor the quality of our drinking water, and choose the leadership of our schools. 30% of voters take the time to vote, but they leave some part of the ballot blank. That's a missed opportunity, folks, to choose the leaders of our communities of this country. It's okay if you're unfamiliar with some of the more local positions. We recommend hosting a ballot party. Get together with friends over Zoom, split up the research, and go through your ballots together. Go to ballotready.org and enter your address and make a plan and vote informed. Especially this year, you'll be glad you did. Good morning. It's game day. Tonight, 7:30 ABC. CANES up in Louisville, taking on the Louisville Cardinals. Fowler, Herb Street, Allison Williams, ABC, Joe Z, DBJ, Josh Darrow, 560 to Joe in Miami. And if you want to listen to the game in Spanish, Alfredo Alvarez and Jose Martinez on Unánimo Deportes in Miami. So road opener, second straight year, we're going on the road to open the conference portion of the schedule against a team we blew out 52-27 last year at Hard Rock in Louisville. What Louisville did last week, they beat Western Kentucky 35-21. They had 487 yards of offense, including 343 passing yards. The thing we have to do in this ball game tonight is we cannot turn the ball over. That is paramount. We have got to run the ball, and we have got to get the passing game going. And here's the way I look at this game tonight. One, I think two things come to mind right off the bat. One, they have a very good quarterback in Cunningham, and you know about Tutu at wide receiver. They have a lot of firepower. Let's make no mistake about it. Many predicted those guys to be the second best team in that conference, in the Atlantic, that is, before COVID changed everything on that. But let's be sure about one thing. Atwell, of course, that's 2-2, and of course, Hawkins at running back. They're both preseason conference all selections, and they are very dangerous in that offense. Last year, 2-2 had a big game against us, and we weren't the only ones that he had a big game against. Hawkins is very, very fast. He's small, but he can hit that hole pretty hard. We have got to make sure we stop the run first. We held Birmingham to 80 yards last week. Louisville has the same scheme Birmingham does when they run outside, but Louisville takes that to another level. And we have got to stop the run first. They have a very formidable running back duel with Hawkins and Hassan Hall. Last year, Hawkins had 1,525 yards and 9 touchdowns on 264 carries, and 5.8 of those per carry on average. Hall 501, 5 touchdowns on 108 carries. One thing Louisville does is they stretch you out. That's their big deal. But Louisville's receiving corps is not 2-2 alone. They have Des Fitzpatrick, who had 110 yards and 1 touchdown on 4 catches last week against Western. And Braden Smith, another 4 catches and 110 against Western as well. And Mikael Cunningham is a kind of guy that can hit you with a big play. The thing is, we have got to get to Cunningham early. That front has got to put pressure on him early and often in this ballgame. The thing is, Cunningham likes to hold the ball more than others. But they have those big play threats down the field. So our secondary is going to be stretched in this game. We cannot focus just on the run, because if we do, that takes advantage for a big play. Let's see, this guy, Cunningham, is a guy who can also run the football. We have got to make sure Cunningham is a pocket passer and not let him beat us with his legs. If he's going to beat us, he's going to do it with his arm. And he likes to boot more than Birmingham's quarterback last week, John Johnson. The thing we have to do what we did last year at Hard Rock. Sack Cunningham, when we did that 3 times, and we forced 2 picks, including 1 by Cunningham. We know we can stop the run. We stop the run, you take away Louisville's passing game. Make Louisville one-dimensional. That's what we have to do in this game. Even though Louisville had 496 yards last year at Hard Rock, and they bring 10 starters back, that's a team that, like I said, we have to make it one-dimensional. Here's the way I see tonight's game going. And I'll continue with that in a second. I'm sorry. They get a lot of attention for making big plays. But I think what we have to do is we got to get the 3-headed monster going. That's Cam, Rooster, and Chaney. Got to get them going early, and we got to get the passing game going. We've got to get the passing game going. And I think we can do that. Think about it. Louisville last week held Western Kentucky to 250 yards of offense, and allowing just 4.3 yards of play. And the one thing that's going to be most on the fans' minds, even though it's going to be about 12 to 13K tonight up in Louisville, it's payback for last year at Hard Rock, when we put 52 on them with a subpar quarterback, mind you. The one thing I think tonight's game's going to be is, I think it's going to be close for a half, pretty much like last year at Hard Rock. But then in the second half, I think you're going to start to see the CANES talent. You're going to start to see the depth. You're going to start to see the offensive line really start imposing their will. And I think the CANES win going away in the second half. My prediction for tonight's game, CANES 49, Louisville 21. Back tomorrow, game wrap up. hopefully game balls and a report card. Win or lose, go Canes.